Edited.
Good evening, glad you could join us for another Krypton Factor. By now we're rapidly approaching the semi-final stage. We've already filled 6 of our 8 semi-final places. 3 men and 3 women have qualified, and we couldn't wish for a better balance than that. So, just 2 more winners to find, and one of them will come from tonight's all-male lineup, and all 4 of them are now ready to go on our 5 tests, and we start with round 1, mental agility. And contestants, the test this time is numbers and letters separation. In a few moments, through the headphones that you'll be wearing, you'll be fed a series of mixed numbers and letters. What you have to do is to separate in your mind the numbers from the letters and give me back first the numbers in the sequence you heard them and then the letters in the same way. Quick example, if for instance you were given the sequence C6A4, your reply should be 64CA. The numbers separated and given first in the order you heard them, and then the letters in the same way. Right, would you now put on your headphones and settle down as quickly as possible, blot out everything in the studio, concentrate fully, as we start now with the first series for you, Tom O'Kane.
7B6.
76B.
That is correct. We move on to Andrew Gillam.
E1J.
1EJ.
That is also correct. Now Michael Adams.
R3H.
3RH.
Correct. And now to Brian Blandford.
5L4.
54L.
Correct. So that's all correct. First round. We move on now to a sequence of 4, starting with Tom O'Kane.
8K6Z.
86KZ.
Correct. Now Andrew Gillam.
5W2F.
52WF.
Correct. Michael Adams.
6Q2Y.
62QY.
Also correct. Brian Blandford.
A89F.
89AF.
Correct. 2 all clear rounds. We move on to a sequence of 5. We start with Tom O'Kane.
Z15J4.
154ZJ.
Absolutely right. We go on to Andrew Gillam.
R7X3W.
73RXW.
Also correct. And now to you, Michael Adams.
2E9C8.
298CU.
Got the last 2 wrong, I'm afraid. 298 was correct. It then should have been EC, so you're eliminated, Michael Adams. Now Brian Blandford.
K4W98.
498 K W.
Right, long time coming, but absolutely right. 3 of you survive then as we move on to a series of 6. Tom O'Kane.
5H7Z1L.
581HZL.
Wrong with just the second letter, 571HZL. So you're eliminated. Now, Andrew Gillam.
8Q5G4B.
864 QBG.
No, went wrong on the second number, 854, and then it should have been QGB. You are eliminated. And so, it's up to you now, Brian Blandford.
3A1Z9W.
319AZW.
That is correct, which means that Brian Blandford is the outright winner of that round and gets the maximum 10 points. Then 2 contestants share second place because they went out at exactly the same time. Tom O'Kane and Andrew Gillam, 6 points to each of them. And in 4th place, Michael Adams, who gets 2 points. So there we are, just 1 round gone. And the early leader is our Welshman from Neath with 10 points, Brian Blandford. Well, a very hard-fought and exciting first round there. We move on now to the physical ability test, and we'll see how exciting that was when our 4 contestants ran over the Army assault course. Now, it is an all-male lineup, but the age span is quite large, so the handicap system was in operation. We were all expecting a hard-fought, very tight race. We'll see if that's what it proved to be as we join now the man who helped design the course, the Army's Captain Don Glynn.
Competitors, take your marks.
And it's Tom O'Kane on the left and Brian Blandford who start together, both of them aged 42. Brian Blandford here going very fast over that rope swing. Interesting person, Brian Blandford. He had a history of TB. He got over that and took up marathon running 2 years ago at the age of 40, and you can see he's a very fit man. And now in trouble is Michael Adams on the rope swing. He came down on that rope swing into the ditch and he's got to go back and do it again. There he is, starting 11 seconds behind, age 32, from Dartford, Kent, Michael Adams. Coming out of that pole, he's a carpenter, but he's lost valuable ground, but still in the lead. Brian Blandford going well over the monkey swing. And in trouble there is Tom O'Kane. He fell and he's in trouble, but Brian Blandford goes on, and now Andrew Gillam has started, age 24, he's 18 seconds behind, he's going very fast indeed, he's catching all the time. You can see he's already gone into second place, and now Brian Blandford's in trouble. He's come off the logs and into the water, and that's going to give him real problems to the finish. It's going to hinder him, the weight of water on those tracksuit bottoms, and you can see already that Andrew Gillam made up quite a bit of ground on him there, and is only a couple of obstacles behind. So Brian Blandford now in a little bit of trouble as he goes into the last obstacle, and Michael Adams battling on there, but Andrew Gillam on the left is catching all the time. Brian Blandford, has he got enough lead just to stay there as he goes over the rope bridge? Will Andrew Gillam catch him? Michael Adams back there. Here comes Andrew Gillam, but it's Brian Blandford who's going to get to that platform first and perhaps drop down. No, Andrew Gillam completely misses out the platform, leaps over, and he's first. Brian Blandford second. Tom O'Kane here from Ballymena in Northern Ireland, and Michael Adams from Dartford, Kent. Tom O'Kane going across that rope bridge. He's a couple of strides ahead of Michael Adams. He comes onto the platform. Tom O'Kane giving himself the shortest drop possible, but he's losing time, but he drops. Michael Adams fourth. Well, you can't really get much closer than that in the battle for first and second places and third and fourth. Very fast times too, and the fastest was Andrew Gillam, who you've probably noticed has now shaved off his beard, but he gets the maximum 10 points. Then fractionally behind him was Brian Blandford, and he gets 6 points. Then came the Ulsterman, Tom O'Kane, in third place, 4 points for him. And just behind him, too, was Michael Adams, so he gets 2 points. And there's the position at the end of 2 rounds. We've now got a tie for first place. Andrew Gillam has moved up with a Krypton factor of 16 points. He shares that with the first round leader, Brian Blandford, also 16 points. So a real battle going on for the lead as we move into round 3, the intelligence test. So contestants, can I now ask you to step down behind those benches? And there you've each got a transparent frame. We have put in the correct positions in that frame 13 blocks. It's a 5 square by 5 square frame. Those blocks seem to have squiggles on them. They are in fact part of a maze. In the lower level of your benches, you've got another 12 blocks with squiggles on them. If you put them into the frame in the right places, they will complete the maze. There's only one way they'll all fit in to complete that maze. Your target time to find that way is 2 minutes, and it starts now.
Well, most weeks I've been able to point out the key pieces, which if the contestants spot early on, then they go well to the finish. It's not quite the same problem in this test. It's more spotting first time the blocks that should fit in to the empty squares. The problem is if you put the wrong one in and don't spot it, you've got trouble all the way to the finish. Now Andrew Gillum there, that is wrong, that one he's put in. Now in fact he's spotted it and taken it out, and that's the right way to do it, to take it out and try and find the right one. If it's left in, then you can be in trouble all the way to the finish with the other blocks. Now Michael Adams, no such problems. As you can see, all those pieces are right. He's a carpenter, so he's obviously got an eye for this test. And yes, he's just got one left, and that should fit in fairly simply now. All correct, so Michael Adams, the carpenter from Dartford, finishes first. Now he is in trouble. There's various things wrong, as there is with Tom Kane's effort as well. You can see that a couple of blocks there are completely wrong. He has carried on, having made one mistake. He's gone on putting in blocks till he's got 2 or 3 mistakes. Now both he and Brian Blandford must remove the blocks that are wrong if they're ever going to sort out their problems. Now Andrew Gillum, that looks promising. All those pieces are right by the look of it, and he looks like he's going to finish second. But Tom O'Kane still struggling, still with wrong pieces in, as you can see quite clearly there. Andrew Gillum, the problem only at the bottom. And I think he's just going to switch those blocks, and that will put him right. It does indeed. So Andrew Gillum finishes in second place, the oceanographer from Liverpool. Some support from his supporters. And I don't think Brian Blandford has got any better. He still hasn't got the wrong pieces out. No, Tom O'Kane, that's wrong. He's almost there now. He's going to finish third.
And that's it. The 2 minutes are up. The buzzer just beating Brian Blandford there with 1 block still to put in. But let's sort out the points. Fastest to complete the test was Michael Adams, a carpenter by trade, and he pieced it together quickest, so he gets the maximum 10 points. Then came Andrew Gillum, so he gets 6 points. Tom O'Kane, who thought for a minute he'd finished second and then realised his mistake, he finished third and got 4 points. Brian Blandford, just beaten by the buzzer, gets 2 points. We feed those scores now into the master scoreboard. And there we've now got a change in the leadership. Leading now with 22 points from Liverpool is Andrew Gillum. So, very nicely balanced indeed, just 8 points between first and fourth place as we go on now to the observation test. No explanation needed by now, simply to say, contestants, will you turn now and face your screens, a clip of film coming up, answer some questions on it, then an ID parade.
All right, from the top. We'll use 50 men, 4 officers, 4 NCOs, 40 enlisted men, 1 medic and 1 sergeant major who will be in charge of training and discipline.
Who is the 4th officer? Mr. Finn has somebody in mind. Peter something. Curtsy.
He's a South African. Served there with the security police on the border for years, knows the bush better than anyone. He'll be good, I can guarantee it.
And we'll interview him when you've approved the plan.
We'll recruit in London, group, and train in Swaziland. I assume you can arrange that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fly from Swaziland here. We'll be dropped from a Hercules cargo plane, which is on a scheduled flight to Rwanda.
You'll be parachuting in?
No, actually, we're going to free fall before dawn from 25,000 feet. The parachute...
You'll be using oxygen?
Would you allow him to pause?
Thank you, Alan. Oxygen, no. The cabin will be pressurized. We'll depressurize 3 minutes before the fall.
Mm-hmm.
The parachutes open at 1,500 feet. They won't hear the plane or see us land. The plane will continue, refuel, come back, pick us up. We'll be on the ground for exactly 3 hours.
Hello? Sit still, right where you are. Don't move. No sudden noise. We'd like those keys, you see. So, whoever has them, just hand them over.
Esposito, search this fellow first. Try the Cuban. I'll take the outside.
A clip there from the film The Wild Geese. Now your 3 questions and what you've seen and heard, starting with you, Tom O'Kane, an either-or question. Were they going to free fall from 25,000 or 35,000 feet?
25,000 feet.
That is correct. 2 points to you. One on the dialogue now. How many NCOs were going on the trip?
4 sergeants.
Well, 4, yes, that is correct. 2 points. One on the visual content. What was the Cuban soldier doing when the soldiers burst into the room?
Smoking a cigar.
No, he was pouring a drink. So you finished there on 4 points. Andrew Gillum. Was the cabin going to depressurize 3 or 4 minutes before the fall?
3.
Correct, 2 points. Where were they going to group and train?
Luanda.
Swaziland, I'm afraid, no points there. How many stars were on the epaulette of the first man to be searched?
2.
Correct, 2 more points, you finish on 4. Michael Adams, were the parachutes going to open at 1,200 or 1,500 feet?
15.
Correct, 2 points. What plane were they going to fly in?
Hercules.
Correct, 2 more points. How many keys were tried in the cell lock?
2.
No, just 1. You finish on 4 also. Brian Blanford, were there 30 or 40 enlisted men?
40.
Correct, 2 points. Where was the plane on a scheduled flight from?
Rwanda.
Correct, another 2 points. How many men were at the briefing at the beginning of the film?
4.
Correct, another 2 points. You get the maximum there, 6. We move on now to our identity parade, 4 more points each available here. You remember in the film when the soldiers, the mercenary soldiers, broke into the barracks room, they searched for the keys. One man did the searching, he got the keys and he threw it across to a colleague. Well, we have 9 mercenary soldiers. One of them played the soldier in that film who threw the keys to his colleague. Which one of these 9 was that soldier? You remember the soldiers burst in to the barracks room. The order was given to search. And one man began to do a body search, frisked, and then he found the keys and chucked them over to a colleague. Which one? And so, as they line up for the last time, you're going to have to make your decisions. You've got indicator panels in the armrest of your chair. When I give you the word, press the number that corresponds with the soldier here who you think threw the keys across the room. So are you ready? Will you now make your selection now? So you have made your selection. Let's see who you've chosen. Tom O'Kane has gone for number 1. Would number 1 step forward, please? Andrew Gillum has chosen number 9. Would he step forward, please? Michael Adams has also chosen number 9. And Brian Blanford has chosen the same as Tom O'Kane, number 1. So did 2 of them get it right, or did none of them get it right? That we shall find out now, as I ask the soldier who threw the keys across in that film clip to make himself known to us now. There he is, number 1, actor Glyn Baker. So it was 2 of them who did well to spot the soldier. Brian Blanford was 1. He picks up an extra 4 points and in fact gets a maximum 10 points for that round and wins it outright. The other one to spot the soldier was Tom O'Kane. He picks up another 4 points to finish with 8, second place. And sharing third place, Andrew Gillum with 4 points, Michael Adams with 4 points. We feed those scores now into the Masters scoreboard, and with just 1 round to go, we've got a tightly grouped situation again, but back in the lead now is our Welshman from Neath with 28 points, Brian Blanford. But still a very close battle indeed, as you can see from that. It's still open, very open, as we go into the last round, general knowledge, rapid-fire questionings. Would you get ready on your buzzers, please, contestants? We've got just about 3.5 minutes to go. The rapid-fire questioning starting now. In which county is the parliamentary constituency of Petersfield? Andrew Gillum.
West Sussex.
No, it's in Hampshire. You lose 2 points. Susan Hampshire, the actress, suffers from word blindness. Interrupted there by Brian Blanford. You must get it
Dyslexia.
right.
Dyslexia.
Is correct, 2 points. What exactly is dyspepsia? Tom O'Kane.
A form of indigestion.
It is, 2 points. Who, according to Edward Lear, digested mince and slices of quince? The answer is the owl and the pussycat. Which comic paper fat boy was the owl of the remove? Andrew Gillum.
Billy Bunter.
Correct, 2 points. William Rogers is the Secretary of State for what? Brian Blanford.
Transport.
Correct, 2 points. What is the collective title for the 6 Dorset trade unionists who were interrupted by Andrew Gillum?
Tolpuddle Martyrs.
Correct, transported in 1834, 2 points. Which sainted martyr was shot full of arrows? Michael Adams.
Saint Sebastian.
Correct, 2 points. What futile but poetic action occurred near Sebastopol on the 26th of September, interrupted by Tom O'Kane?
The charge of the Light Brigade.
Correct, in 1854, 2 points. In boxing, what is the nautical-sounding alternative title for light heavyweight? Brian Blanford.
Cruiserweight.
Correct, 2 points. Of which Sunday newspaper is Dr. Connor Cruise O'Brien, interrupted by Andrew Gillum?
The Observer.
He is the editor-in-chief of The Observer, 2 points. In which American state is the Mount Paloma Observatory? Andrew Gillum.
California.
Correct, 2 points. Kali, Siva and Vishnu, interrupted by Michael Adams?
Hindu gods.
They are indeed, 2 points. How did the Hindu thug fraternity murder, interrupted by Michael Adams?
They strangle their victims with a silk scarf.
Right, I have to take the first one with strangulation. Correct, 2 points. Who played the title role in the film The Boston... Andrew Gillum?
Tony Curtis.
He did indeed. The Boston Strangler, 2 points. In which sport is the Curtis Cup awarded? Brian Blanford.
Golf.
Correct, 2 points. What is the golfing term for achieving a hole in 1 stroke? Tom
Birdie.
O'Kane.
A birdie.
Is correct. A stroke less than par. A birdie, 2 points. Less than a minute to go. What is the science or study of birds? Tom O'Kane.
Ornithology.
Correct, 2 points. What are or were ornithopter, aviette and canard? Michael Adams.
Their attempts at the man-powered flight record.
Not quite. They are early aeroplanes, which is close but not close enough. Plain Bob, Grandsire and Stedman cause changes in which activity? Michael Adams.
Bell ringing.
Correct, 2 points. Which sisters used the nom de plume Currer, Ellis and Acton Bell? The answer, the Brontes. Less than 15 seconds to go. What was the sole glaring characteristic of Brontes and his fellow Cyclops? Andrew Gillum.
They only had one eye.
Correct, 2 points. What does ICI abbreviate? Andrew Gillum.
Imperial Chemical Industries.
Correct. And that's it. Andrew Gillum snatches it on the very last question. There's the final score. With a Krypton factor of 38, the winner tonight, the oceanographer from Liverpool, Andrew Gillum. And as you'll gather from all that applause, there's an awful lot of support here from Liverpool tonight. Our congratulations to him, a tremendously exciting finish, and we can only commiserate with you, Brian Blandford, beaten on the very last question, finishing there with 36 points, then Tom O'Kane from Ulster on 30. I was a bit harsh, I'm told, with Michael Adams on the early aeroplane question, so he gets the points back there. My apologies for being harsh. He finishes on 28 points. But that's it. It's Andrew Gillam who goes through to our semi-final, and we now have just one semi-finalist to find, and we shall find him or her in the next Krypton Factor. Hope you'll join us for that. Good night.